Okay, brilliant. Ooh, um, welcome. Welcome to Rise with Resilience on this Saturday evening or afternoon or morning, wherever you are in this world. We'll wait a couple of minutes just as other people arrive. If you could just drop into the chat there, maybe let me know where you're tuning in from. And inviting you all to relax into this space. Make yourself comfortable. Maybe dim the lights, light a candle or two. So we have Catherine Williams. How are you, Kat, from Australia? Dave and Aideen, thank you for taking the time out. I wasn't sure if this YouTube stream was going to work. I was doing a lot of testing today, and then an hour ago it came up, no more testing, a big error sign saying that I'd used up all my stream allowances for one day. Whew, scared the bejesus out of me. But we're live, so it's working. So who else? Joff is here as well. Hello, Joff. Welcome. So I'm going to perform 3 of my creations this evening. One of them is a story, a mythological story. The other 2 are spoken word, prose, some people might say, over some electronic music. And they all hold a lot of meaning to me, and from who I've tested with it as well, it has vibrated and resonated in the right space I wanted. You know, these last few years I've taken a keen interest in Carl Jung and Joseph Campbell, paying a lot of more attention as a result of listening to these guys about the power of myth and the metaphorical truth and wisdom that it can hold. So this first story I'm going to share is my adventure into mythological storytelling workshop I did a few months ago with Leah Lamb. So, we shall commence proceedings with the story of Anima. In the beginning, there was no need for answers, as there was no questions, until one day in the deep rich Nordic woods, a tree spawned to life in the form of fungi. Amongst the lush spruce and birch trees grew a rather unique looking fungi, a mushroom who went by the name of Anima. Anima stood out amongst her peers with her bright red cap, white spots and gills. She grew tall and had a savoury smell. She was a free-spirited soul and enjoyed singing with the birds as the wind danced with the trees to her beat. She nourished the souls of all life forms around her and fellow fungi alike. Although she could be a little bit selfish at times, she had a kind heart and just wanted to love and be loved. One day she got curious and decided to expand her habitat. The wind blew her spores west. And she found favourable conditions to share her gifts. She lay down her roots and was welcomed by the trees and the local fungi, except for one mushroom who went by the name of Dapperling. Dapperling was a force to be reckoned with, commanding attention wherever he spawned. While the Dapperling acted friendly to Anima at first, she felt something insincere, rotting inside him. And it was true. He was indeed envious of her beauty and popularity. She gave him little attention. This provoked the Dapperling. He felt threatened by her and he came up with a cunning plan to get rid of her by poisoning Anima with her own venom. Anima innocently fell for her tricks, and she was lured into the dark undergrowth of the Dapperling. She soon became ill and unwell, and not really knowing what had happened to her. She fought back as best she could, but her efforts were in vain, weakened by the poison of the Dapperling. Confused and disillusioned with how quickly her world started to fall apart, she went into a depression and returned back to her origins in the Nordic woods. Millennia passed, and Anima remained mostly dormant, licking her wounds, coming out occasionally to see the light only for the scarred memories to scare her back into her hole. One day, as she quietly pondered the question how to free herself of this pain, a blackbird landed nearby and whispered, "The poison is within. Forgive and you shall heal." The blackbird fluttered away. "But wait," Anima cried, unsatisfied with the blackbird's elusive whisper. It made little sense to her. Back into the earth she disappeared for many more millennia. As she thought about the act of forgiving, the blackbird would appear in her dreams and she would hear his whisper again, each time repeating the same words. "The poison comes from within. Forgive and you shall heal." But she was still so hurt and confused, she took no action. And then so another millennia went by until she contemplated what forgiveness really meant. Her perspective gradually started to shift. A new awareness overcame her, and with that she started feeling differently about her pain. It was now the time to take heed of the blackbird's advice. She asked the trees to send a message to the Dapperling, offering him her forgiveness and wishing him well. Days passed, and to her amazement, the poison started to dissipate. She started having more wholesome thoughts and energy to create again. And with that, she started to rise with her beautiful bright red caps once more and expand across the acres of forest, inviting many old friends back to enjoy the fruits of her once frequented red, white spotted breast. She started to dance and become alive again. Then finding the courage to make the journey back west to where she had now acknowledged she had been poisoned by her own mind. There, Anima was welcomed back with open arms by all, and to her delight, the dapperling had also been healed of his own poison. Well, how did that sit for you? Did you find yourself in this story? Where did you find yourself in this story? Forgiveness is a powerful tool. Resentment is a fool's paradise. That was the first of 3 creative pieces I have to share tonight. Just switching over to my other screen here and seeing who's in attendance. Dan Hewd from Canada. Thank you so much. You're always in my heart. And very welcome, Kelville. Thank you. I'm sorry, I probably pronounced your name wrong. So, this song, this next piece, is called Semper Vivum, Forever Living. This song was written in homage to my pal Sean, who passed away a couple of years back, but also remembering Paul Dempsey, Brian Daly, Adam McGurk, and most recently Al Keegan, all good friends at one point, all who passed away too young. And I invite you all to try and connect now with any of your friends or loved ones who have passed away and see what presents itself. From sleepless nights to flickering lights, songs of meaning, and then repeated numbers again and again at mysterious moments, and after the news of a dear friend passing. High strangeness indeed, the mind begins to wander into uncharted lands and deep, deep waters. These synchronicities, I ask, what does it mean? How should I interpret this? The rational mind tries to put away, but it is overpowered by some other force. A concurrence of events with no apparent connection at first, but then, quickly and slowly, it all starts falling into place at an overwhelming pace, not making immediate sense. One coincidence after another. Coincidence, though? I think not. But I digress. Enlightened by our soul now. Paradoxical in many ways, our contrasting realities as we drifted away, consumed by different modalities. While tragic, you leaving, so young, unexpected, heartbreak to all that loved you. You illuminated my soul, and it is difficult to put into words these mixed feelings of sadness and awe at the same time. While I may sound like a man gone mad to most, the probability of these events defies my belief, or at least it did. I've experienced many phenomena in my life, but this is unlike any other, and I question it all, and I continue to do so. Everything that has happened, rich in allure and mystery. Now perhaps I have a new capacity, a capacity to be more open-minded to what could be and possibilities that lie within, to trust my intuition more, with a newfound desire to consciously flow through this life with more discipline and surrender, and hopefully interpret these signs so I can better myself and others. And I have you now to thank for some of this. Moments still pass when I think I'm deluding myself, but then you appear, guiding me at interesting moments, reassuring me that I'm on the right path. The irony of it all, I'm sure you'll appreciate. And so, I have found solace in all this sadness, knowing your spirit lives on, and that you are happy and have found peace. And while this story will likely only make sense to us, and perhaps it is to be told, I'll take your cue, brother. Let me know how it should unfold. And this is a tribute of sorts, it's not a farewell. I will meet you in the next life, however that will be. But I sense you will stick around and continue to inspire. So what started with an enchanting double rainbow by the sea has now transcended to this. I celebrate your life with this music, the music we both love. With new brothers and sisters too, we sing for you now. With love, sincerity, and intention, I invite you to dance, not one last time, but forever. Your soul brother. A special thanks to Brother Migdo, who has really brought this song to light for many people in healing circles, and in turn has inspired me to continue on this path. Thank you. Okay, 2 down, 1 to go. Resilience seems to be a common theme showing up everywhere for me right now. whether it's podcasts or in conversations. And it's something I've noticed that I've been lacking in my life, being knocked down too easily, allowing the fear to overcome me instead of working with it. And I feel it's a good theme and title for this evening's experience, especially given the current climate we find ourselves in. So, we have a few more. Maria Johnson. Maria Johnson, very welcome. She was very much a big part of the Semper Vivum project. I'm very grateful for that. She's a wonderful artist. You should check out her stuff. Okay, so the next track I'm going to finish with the music. So I'm going to give a quick plug to what I've been up to in terms of SoulSync.Life. I've recently launched my new website, SoulSync.Life, and this year I'm currently in training to be a creativity coach. So I talk about this in a recent interview just the last week with Dr. Marcia Natea Balkisoon as part of our Changemaker series, and I talk about my journey with SoulSync and what's coming up down the line, my challenges with ADHD, and how I've been reframing these limitations, the hyperacusis, the ADHD, to fit into the life I want to live. So there might be something there for you. And if you are looking to unleash your creative potential, do have a listen to it and check out the website. And there's a little special offer as well in the interview if you listen to it. But yeah, I'm really excited about it. It's something I've been thinking about for the last 2 years, and now I feel I have the confidence to actually take it to the next stage. So before we get into the final song, I just wanted to thank everybody for being here, and leave your feedback. This is a very experimental exploration with electronic music and spoken word. This is an example of me being creative with my limitations as a result of me not being able to, I wouldn't be able to do anyway with this lockdown, but not being able to go on stage or DJ like I used to. So I'm turning my passion into purpose with these hopefully inspiring messages. And so we shall close on a song called Rise. This music was inspired by an old friend who I've just mentioned earlier, Al Keegan, who sadly left this world early 2020. But he's still here in good spirit, I know that. The words, the idea, the message is inspired from what I understand to be happening right now in the world. How often, I ask, are we given such a unique opportunity to grow deeper, together as one, beyond any borders of imagined limitation, the limitation our society and upbringing has impressed upon us, on our subconscious. How often does an event like this happen in our life? Is it a warning? Is it a calling? Perhaps both. An uprising for sure. Man-made, manufactured, with unsavory or unconscious intentions, perhaps. Or could it be simply nature's way, God the Creator within us all responding to our higher purpose of that which many have asked? Either or, it's all the same to me. We are all nature, we are all one. Although it is easy to forget, to be blinded by this truth, as we are born into this world not knowing, only for our teachers to not fully know either. And it seems like the purpose of this game is to remember, to seek this wisdom, to seek what is true to us, remembering who we are, where we came from, the source, and not the stories that we've been telling ourselves that have impressed upon us and shaped our reality, our identity, and so on. And it's not our fault. But it is our responsibility if we want to grow together. We have the choice. We always have the gift of the hero's journey. We can recalibrate our being, change our perspectives, and externalize it to the outer world in ways that we could not have thought possible. But once you get a taste and see the magic within, if you answer the call, the real journey begins. In the measurement world, we set goals and we strive to achieve them. But in the universe of possibility, we only have to set the context and allow life unfold. Intuitively feeling into each moment and being ready for the change that's now upon us. We are the creators of our destiny. So let us rise, find our voice, find our sovereignty within. Set the context. Externalize it, memorize it, let it flow through you. Don't forget this time. Don't forget this time. So let us create, let go of hate, celebrate this time right now. Nature has responded, love will reign. This time is your time, my time, our time to grow. And what's the purpose? Why do I share this with you? Why? Because God loves creation, lives creation, is creation. creates through our souls, our hearts, and our minds. The future doesn't exist. Now is the answer. And in closing this performance, I want to thank everybody who's contributed to the SoulSync project so far, and everybody who's in attendance here this evening. I'm very humbled to be able to do this. And I'll close with these last few words. Feel your fear. Get intimate with the fear. And if you want to be more resilient, don't run away from it, because it will find you. It always does. I know a lot of people are struggling with what's going on. A lot of sickness. And it will get worse before it gets better. But there is light. And that light is here, it's near, and it's getting brighter. So praying for you all. Be resilient. Be healthy. Follow your heart. And stay safe. But don't play it too safe. Aho.